You are the master of your fate. Let's begin. If you're listening to this, it's because you're tired. I know the feeling. I have seen it in the eyes of countless men and women who came to me seeking the secret to wealth, to power, to success. They had a look of exhaustion, a look of struggle, a look that said, I've tried everything, and I'm still pushing a boulder up a hill. My friends, I want you to listen closely, because I have a truth for you that will save you more time and energy than a lifetime of labor. You cannot force life. The universe is not a stubborn mule you can beat into submission. It is a partner. It is a law. And the man who succeeds is not the one who forces his will upon it, but the one who learns to align his will with it. That feeling you have of being stuck, of things not working out, is not a sign of failure. It is a sign that you are fighting the tide. I'm going to share with you 10 lessons. These are not just ideas, they are disciplines. They are the same principles that the ancient philosophers understood and that the great men I knew, Carnegie, Ford, Edison, practiced in their own ways. But this isn't about money. It's about something far more valuable. It's about peace. The kind of peace that frees your mind to create, to think, to act with a power you've never known. I'm going to show you what that struggle is truly costing you, how it keeps you from your purpose, and I will give you the exact principles that turn that struggle into effortless power. Pay attention. Study these words. Your future depends on it. The greatest men I ever knew were not the ones who fought the world. They were the ones who accepted the world as it was and then went to work. Most people believe their power comes from control. They believe if they can just force every person and every situation to bend to their will, they will be successful. This is not power. It is a delusion. It is the quickest path to exhaustion, resentment, and defeat. The first law of true power, the kind that lasts, is acceptance. You cannot command what you do not first accept. You cannot change a thing you refuse to acknowledge. You may hate the storm, but you cannot stop the rain. All your anger, all your frustration, all your wishing will not change a single drop that falls from the sky. You are spending your life's precious energy on something that is not only impossible, but illogical. So, what is the action of a true master? He accepts the storm. He looks at it, understands it, and then he goes toward building a stronger shelter. The circumstances of your life, the hand you were dealt, the economic reality, the people around you. These are your weather. You do not have to like them, but you must accept them as they are. Your assignment is simple, but it is not easy. Identify one thing you are fighting today, a circumstance, a past event, a difficult person. For just one moment, stop fighting. Do not judge it. Do not wish it away. Simply acknowledge its existence. Say to yourself, this is. Do not allow the rest of your mind to fill in the blanks. Just, this is. In that one moment of acceptance, you reclaim the energy you've been wasting, and you free your mind to begin building the shelter. I have observed that the greatest minds operate in the present moment. The past is a graveyard of old mistakes and missed opportunities. The future is a ghost. Neither of them exists. They are ideas, not realities. They are the mind's great weakness, for they pull your energy away from the only place where you can actually take action. I had a student once, a brilliant young man, who was so consumed with his past mistakes that he couldn't take a single step forward. He'd spend hours replaying conversations, relitigating decisions, and drowning in regret. He had a magnificent vision for his future, but he couldn't see the path because his eyes were always looking behind him. I said to him, Son, you can't build a new house on old foundations. The only place you can build is where you're standing, right now. Your power to create, to change, to command your own destiny exists only in the now. The man who is successful is not the one who dwells on yesterday's defeats or tomorrow's anxieties. He is the one who puts his energy into the task in front of him. This moment, this decision, this breath. To reclaim your power, you must train your mind to stop its drifting. You must pull it back, like a runaway horse, and focus it on the immediate task. When you feel your mind wandering into a past you can't change or a future you can't control, simply bring it back. Focus on your hands. Focus on the words you are reading. Focus on the rhythm of your breath. That simple act is not just an exercise. It is the fundamental discipline of a master. The world is loud. It bombards you with information, with opinions, with noise. Most men, when left alone with their thoughts, become uncomfortable. They reach for a distraction, a newspaper, a radio, a drink. They fear the silence. They fear what they might find there. But I tell you, solitude is not an absence of things. It is the presence of clarity. It is in the quiet moments, away from the clamor of the crowd, that your greatest thoughts are born. It is there that you can hear the still, small voice of your own intuition, the voice that will guide you more surely than any expert or any book. I saw this in the lives of the great men I studied. I spent countless hours with Thomas Edison. That man's mind was a fortress, and he knew how to retreat into it. His greatest ideas for the light bulb, the phonograph, they were not born in the noise of the factory floor. They were conceived in the silence of his mind, in moments of deep reflection. He would not just sit in solitude, he would work in it. He would use that time to listen, to think, and to let his ideas take form. If you wish to create a life of purpose and peace, you must cultivate a reverence for solitude. You must treat it not as a punishment, but as a discipline. You must learn to turn off the world and turn inward. Your assignment is this: schedule 15 minutes of uninterrupted solitude. No phone, no music, no distractions. Simply sit, listen, and when a thought comes, don't chase it. Let it pass. Your only job is to be present and to allow your mind to finally speak to you without interruption. Do this, and you will begin to hear the voice you have been missing your entire life. I have seen countless men and women sabotage their own success by becoming obsessed with the outcome. They spend all their time visualizing a specific result, the promotion, the sale, the perfect relationship, and then they tie their entire sense of worth to it. When the outcome doesn't match their precise vision, they are crushed. They feel like a failure. This is not a mindset for a master. This is a mindset for a victim. The truth is, your job is not to control the outcome. Your job is to perform the action. It is to do the work. It is to make the call, to write the letter, to take the step. The universe does not owe you a specific result. What it demands is that you show up and that you give your very best, definitive effort. Carnegie understood this. He didn't build his empire by obsessing over the final profit margin of a single steel shipment. He built it by obsessing over the process, the quality of the steel, the efficiency of the factory, the strength of his partnerships. He knew that if he handled the process with excellence, the outcome would take care of itself. He was attached to the action, not the outcome. Ask yourself this question: what if your peace didn't depend on the result, but on the certainty that you did everything you could? When you detach from the outcome, you are freed from fear. You can take bigger risks. You can endure setbacks. You can continue to act with power, because your worth is not measured by the outside world, but by the integrity of your own effort. Your assignment is to choose one task today and focus entirely on performing it with absolute excellence. Do not allow your mind to stray into thoughts of what might happen. Just do the work. The rest will follow. I have met too many people who view discipline as a form of punishment. They see it as a heavy chain, a tedious chore they must force themselves to endure. They believe that freedom is the absence of rules, the ability to do whatever they please, whenever they please. This is a profound misunderstanding. That isn't freedom, it's chaos. It's the fastest way to lose control of your mind, your habits, and your destiny. The great masters, the true architects of their own lives, see discipline for what it really is: a compass. A compass is not a chain that binds you. It is a tool that gives you direction. It ensures that no matter how rough the seas or how thick the fog, you always know which way you are headed. Indiscipline is a ship without a rudder. It is a magnificent vessel, full of potential, but it is tossed by every passing wave of emotion, every gust of distraction, every whim and impulse. It is a slave to circumstance. A man of discipline, however, can navigate any storm because he has his hand firmly on the rudder of his own will. He is not just reacting, he is actively steering. Your assignment is simple. It's not to change your entire life overnight. That's a fool's errand. Instead, choose one small, consistent discipline to start today. Something so small you cannot fail. Perhaps it is a 5-minute walk. Perhaps it is putting away one thing every night before bed. It does not matter what the task is. What matters is the act of choosing it and then doing it. Feel the power of direction that comes from that single, decisive act. You will find that discipline is not a weight to be carried, but a tool to be wielded. I have seen men carry burdens for years that could have been set down in an instant. They hold on to grudges, to past resentments, to the feeling that life has been unfair. They carry these weights not because they are strong, but because they have convinced themselves that letting go is a sign of weakness. They believe it means they are forgiving an injustice or forgetting a hurt. This is a profound lie. Letting go is not an act of surrender to another person, it is an act of reclaiming your power for yourself. It is the decision to stop carrying a heavy bag of rocks that only slows you down. That old anger, that old regret, that need for someone to apologize. These are the rocks. You are the one carrying them. The other person isn't burdened by them, you are. I will tell you a simple truth. The energy you spend holding on to a resentment is the same energy you could be using to build something new and magnificent. To truly be free, you must decide to put the bag down. It doesn't mean the past didn't happen. It just means you refuse to let it occupy space in your mind any longer. Your assignment is to identify one thing you are holding on to, a past hurt, a need for approval, a sense of injustice, and consciously decide to set it down. You don't have to forgive it today. You just have to decide that you will no longer carry it. Say to yourself, this thought, this feeling no longer serves me. I release it. Do this, and you will feel a lightness you haven't felt in years. Many people mistake gratitude for a passive feeling, a simple thank you muttered on a holiday. But I assure you, gratitude is a creative force. It is a mental state that aligns your mind with abundance and peace. It is not something you feel after a great success. It is something you practice to attract success. I once knew a man who, despite his immense wealth, was deeply unhappy. He was a master of acquisition, but a slave to comparison. He was always looking at what he didn't have, what others possessed, and what he was afraid of losing. His mind was a perpetual state of lack, and his life was a testament to that lack, full of anxiety and conflict. I contrasted him with another man, of far more modest means, who possessed a profound inner peace. This man had little in his pockets, but a wealth of appreciation in his heart. Every morning he would sit with his coffee and simply give thanks for the rising sun, for the health of his family, for the work he was about to do. He understood that a grateful mind is a full mind, and a full mind is a powerful magnet for more good things. Gratitude does not make you complacent. It makes you powerful. It shifts your focus from what is missing to what is present, and in doing so, it opens the floodgates for more of what you desire. Your assignment is a simple daily practice. For 3 minutes, either in your mind or on paper, list 3 specific things you are genuinely grateful for. Do not list vague things like my family or my health. Be specific. I am grateful for the laughter I shared with my daughter this morning. I am grateful for the feeling of warm sun on my face. This small discipline will reprogram your mind from a state of lack to a state of peace and power. The world is a marketplace of opinions. Everyone has an answer for you. Your family, your friends, your colleagues, they all believe they know what's best for you. If you listen to them all, you will be pulled in 100 different directions at once and achieve nothing but confusion. I will tell you a secret that all great leaders and creators have understood. The greatest counsel you will ever receive comes from within. Your inner voice is your true partner in your creative partnership with the universe. It is the compass you must learn to trust above all others. It is the ultimate source of your power, and it is in alignment with your deepest, most definitive purpose. This inner voice is not to be confused with fleeting emotion or a sudden impulse. It is quiet. It is persistent. It speaks to you in moments of solitude and stillness. It is the feeling of knowing something is right, even when the world tells you it is wrong. But to hear it, you must first learn to listen. You must create the space for it to speak. Just as you cannot hear a whisper in a crowded room, you cannot hear your intuition in a mind full of noise and distraction. Your assignment is a 2-part exercise. First, write down a problem you're currently facing. Don't think about the solution yet, just state the problem clearly. Then, in a moment of quiet, when you are alone and still, ask yourself a simple question. What is the truth of this situation? And then, without judgment or editing, write down the first thought that comes from that place of deep intuition. This is not about guessing, it is about listening. Trust what you hear. It is the beginning of a powerful conversation with yourself. Many people spend their lives avoiding unpleasant thoughts. They believe that to think about what they might lose is to invite it into their lives. This is superstition, not strategy. The truly powerful men I knew understood that the ability to face a potential loss in their minds made them stronger, not weaker. This is the power of negative visualization. It is not about dwelling on fear, it is about building resilience. Think for a moment about all the things you take for granted, your health, your home, a loved one. Now imagine for a moment what it would feel like if one of those things were gone. Just for a moment. This is not a morbid exercise. It is a profound one. When you return to the present, you will see what is in front of you with fresh eyes. Your gratitude for what you have will deepen, and your anxiety about losing it will diminish. This is a practice of mental and emotional preparation. A man who has considered the loss of his possessions is not attached to them. He is grateful for them. He understands they are temporary gifts. A man who has considered the loss of a relationship is not fearful of it ending. He is inspired to cherish it more deeply today. Your assignment is simple. For 2 minutes, think about one thing you take for granted. Imagine it is gone. Feel the weight of that absence, and then open your eyes and look at it again. You will find that you appreciate it more deeply than you ever have before. This is the surest way to build a fortress of inner peace. It is the practice of a mind that is prepared for anything, and therefore fears nothing. We have come to the final lesson, and it is the most important of all. Most people believe that to achieve their goals, they must engage in a battle of wills, their will against the world's. They see success as a forced victory, a brute force triumph over circumstance. This is a path of exhaustion. The truly great men I knew, the ones who built lasting legacies and lived lives of profound peace, understood something deeper. They understood that the universe is not an opponent, it is a partner. Their genius was not in forcing an outcome, but in aligning their will with the natural flow of universal law. Think of a sculptor. A lesser sculptor sees a block of marble and tries to hammer it into a shape it was never meant to be, shattering the stone in the process. But a master sculptor sees a block of marble and sees the form already hidden within it. He does not force a shape, he reveals it. He works with the grain of the stone, not against it. This is the ultimate secret. Your life's purpose, your true destiny, is not something you must create from nothing. It is something you must discover and reveal. It is already within you. The 10 lessons we have discussed: acceptance, presence, solitude, detachment, discipline, letting go, gratitude, your inner voice, negative visualization, are not just separate ideas. They are the tools that help you chip away at the noise and resistance, so you can reveal the masterpiece that is already there. Your will is powerful, but it is not a hammer. It is a chisel. Use it not to force a path, but to clear one. Use it to align yourself with a peace that is not fragile, but unbreakable. For a will aligned with peace is the most powerful force in the universe. If you have listened to these words, you have heard more than lessons. You have heard a blueprint for a life of purpose and profound peace. The world will tell you that you must fight. It will tell you that you must force your will, that you must hustle, that you must constantly be in a state of striving and struggle. I tell you the opposite. I have seen the end result of that path, and it is not fulfillment. It is exhaustion. It is a man who has conquered the world but lost his soul. The path to true power, to true success, is not a battle. It is a dance. It is the art of alignment. It is the firm, quiet, and powerful decision to work with the universe, not against it. It is the wisdom to know what you can change and the peace to accept what you cannot. It is the discipline to master your mind and the freedom to let go of what holds you back. This is not passive surrender. This is the highest form of active power. You are not here to force your life. You are here to build it, brick by brick, with a deep and abiding peace in your heart. Key takeaways. Accept, don't fight. The first step to power is accepting your reality, not resisting it. Live in the now. Your only true power exists in the present moment, not in the past or future. Embrace solitude. Silence is not empty. It is the source of clarity and inner wisdom. Detach from outcomes. Find your peace and power in the integrity of your actions, not in the results. Discipline as freedom. See discipline not as a chain, but as a compass that guides you. Let go to reclaim. Letting go of resentments and burdens frees up your energy to create. Gratitude is a magnet. A grateful mind aligns itself with abundance and attracts peace. Trust your inner voice. Your deepest intuition is your most reliable guide. Visualize loss to appreciate gain. Mentally preparing for loss deepens your gratitude for what you have. Align, don't force. The ultimate secret to success is aligning your will with the natural flow of life. Immediate assignments. Choose one of the following 3 challenges and commit to it for the next 24 hours. Do not attempt all 3. Choose one and master it. 1. The acceptance challenge. Identify one thing you are resisting today, a circumstance, a person, a feeling. For the next 24 hours, practice saying, "This is," without judgment. Notice how much energy you reclaim. 2. The gratitude challenge. Before you go to sleep tonight, write down 3 specific things you are genuinely grateful for today. Do it again when you wake up tomorrow morning, listing 3 new things. 3. The solitude challenge. Find 15 minutes of uninterrupted quiet. Set a timer. Sit without a phone or any other distraction. Do not think about the past or the future. Just sit and listen to your own thoughts. Do not overthink this. Pick one. Act on it. Your peace is waiting. Remember, your success begins the moment you decide to act.